There are at least 35 Republican lawmakers in the House who are dead set against voting for this. That number could be growing. Enter my next guest, Florida Republican Cory Mills, who is introducing a debt limit extension measure in a bid to get a better deal, because this is not a better deal to him. He is kind enough to join us. Congress, good to have you. Tell us a little bit about what you're proposing.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Neil. Look, the bottom line is that the Republican House had passed the Limit, Save, Grow Act. And that is a far stretch from what we're seeing right now with the idea of this, physically irresponsible act that we're getting ready to pass right now. So what I'm trying to do is my actual bill is called Back to the Negotiating Table Act. It allows us an additional week of extensions that will allow Secretary Yellen to cover the current obligations with no additional spending to get us back to a better deal. I mean, look, here's the facts on it, Neil. We had 87 provisions that allowed us to have proper reforms when it comes to our permitting and the Limit, Save, Grow. In this new bill, we only get 4. Granted, one of those is a great reform, which is the Builders Act, but it does not go far enough to help with H.R. 1 and domestic energy production. And that is the key here, is gross domestic production exceeding our overall spending. The other thing is that this has no actual ceiling or cap on it. It has a date whereby it says that it'll go till 2025, January of 2025, and it says there's a pay-go system. But when you don't have a cap or a mandatory limit on your spending, then what happens under this kind of accounting gimmick, if you will, is it says that the OMB director will have the ability to waive this. Well, let's not forget, the OMB director works for President Biden. So he can actually do, through 2 different waivers that are very broad and arbitrary, continue to increase past the pay-go. So when you look at this, when you look at the actual tuition capabilities, where the Limit, Save, Grow would have actually have made it a statute whereby the executive orders can't continue to try and bypass legislation, not because of just Joe Biden, but future presidents alike. We didn't get to $32 trillion, Neil, by just Democrat presidents. It was Democrats and Republicans and Washington, D.C.'s continuous overspending that has gotten to this levels. And I believe that this bill that we have before us doesn't go far enough, doesn't cut spending, but increases spending. The baseline is already at a 40% inflated rate, not even at the 22 levels, but current levels. And so I think that what we're doing right now is we're tacking $4 to $6 trillion onto the American taxpayers without any real cuts in place.
Are you talking about the additional $4 to $6 trillion that could be added to the debt and increase the ceiling over the next 2 years? But let me ask you about this, assuming, because you have an uphill battle on your hands here, Congressman, you obviously know that. But, like you, 34 of your Republican colleagues essentially feel the same way. They don't like this. Some have even said this might be a good chance to reassess Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. Dan Bishop has said, I have zero confidence in McCarthy and his leadership. Do you share that view?
Well, I don't share that view in its totality. Look, we came together as a conference after the speakership to vote on things like H.R. 1, which is one of the best domestic production bills that we've had. We had H.R. 2, which is the most conservative border plan that we've ever seen. We had the REINS Act, which would actually have been in the Limit, Save, Grow Act that we passed, but not in this bill, and would have stopped the overregulation of businesses. We had the Parental Rights Bill that came across. We had H.R. 26 for the Born Alive Act. So there was a lot of things in that bill where we would have actually been able to enforce, and that was all because of Speakership McCarthy. I think that this here was too much of an acquiesce. Look, at the end of the day, this bill is like filling a balloon with helium. It's great for the party, but it's a sad disappointment the next day.
Do you think his days are numbered, though, that you might not feel this way, but some of your colleagues do, and they're going to make life very difficult for Kevin McCarthy, assuming and despite the fact that this will probably pass?
Well, unfortunately, it will probably pass with a huge victory lap for President Biden, as well as for the Democrats, who got about 99% of what they were asking for. When you look at this, whether it was the welfare reform, which that reform has a sunset of 2030, whether it was the idea of pay-go, whether it was the acquiescing of key permit reform, whether it was the inability to put proper regulations on our spending here in D.C., this bill falls flat in every single aspect of that. This is not good for the American people, and I'll continue to stand in opposition and fight for the people in my district in this country.
Well, if they got 99% of what they were asking for, they have a funny way of showing it. The Progressive Caucus, as you know, Congressman, hates the thing, plans to vote no for it. So both sides seem really ticked off by this whole thing. I don't know whether that says something good or bad about this, but no one seems very happy.
Well, I can tell you right now that there's a large group who is happy. The most happy of all is President Biden, who gets to push this well past his re-election time frame and doesn't have any type of way to be able to try and get this hung over his head. He's allowed to continue his inflationary spending. He's allowed to continue to keep the out of the $80 billion that was going to go to the IRS, the Republicans only retrieved $1.35 billion of that. Yes, it pauses the actual hiring of the IRS agents that'll go after our middle class for the fiscal year 23, but that ends in October, meaning that come 2024, they can ramp up and continue to try and go after and target and weaponize, as we've seen this federal government do. So I don't feel that this bill actually puts in the statutes, the limitations, the regulations, and the controls in place in a way that actually has teeth for us to enforce here in the House. So this is a victory lap not for the Republican Party or the American people, but for D.C. and Washington's overspending.
All right, well, keep us posted on what progress you're making on this, Congressman. We're very interested in it. Cory Mills of Florida.